So thank you, and on with the podcast.
I'm excited for today's episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm really excited.
Why?
Well, like
Or like what's coming up?
it's so fresh for me of like
Ah.
boundaries and relationships.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm in a good place to talk about it because it's recent.
It's very recent for you. You're 100% ace. Okay, this is the fourth episode in our Deep Health series. Deep Health series. This is social health. And the idea here is we want to talk about the people around you that are shaping your life, regardless of whether you are in fact aware that, everyone around you shapes your life in some way, shape, or form. So we're really going to be exploring that. I am going to go through the arc of the episode because I think it's important. I think we want to take you through unawareness of influence first. So, how most of us just kind of live our lives thinking that, we're the creator of our life, we're the author, we're the writer, we are the screenplay, like,
And that it's all on us.
yeah, that it's all on us and that, there's no other kind of influence. We get to make our own decisions, we have free will, and I just want to show you how maybe blissfully unaware you might be in that realm is that actually we're always taking some kind of influence, and a lot of that influence comes from the people closest to us who we think are there for our benefit and for our safety and for our nurture, and actually that's not always the case, and most of the time it's in fact not, because you're unaware. But then we're going to go through realization and then how to actually evaluate your relationships and how to set boundaries. I think that's probably the biggest part of today's episode is like we want to give you tools to help you set boundaries once you've identified relationships that aren't serving you. And then this is something that we've maybe just started to come into, I don't want to say contact with, but like close proximity to, is like choosing an intentional community.
Yeah.
What does it look like navigating making friends with people when you are essentially awake to
Yeah.
every aspect of social health and how that leads to growth. And that's essentially what you, like anyone listening to this podcast, should be pursuing some kind of growth in their life, whether it be self-development, whether it be like career growth, relationship growth, growth with your growth as as a parent, or all of it. Your relationship should produce growth in your life. So we'll kind of touch on that. So I think it's just good to kind of go through that and tell everyone what the episode's kind of going to cover. So yeah, anything you want to add?
No, I think that's pretty much all of it.
Sound right. So we're gonna start with, what did I say I was gonna start with? Unawareness, right? Okay. I don't even know how to get into that.
It's interesting because I feel like that was where I was before we got together.
Great stuff. Okay.
I had like
See, yeah, here we go. This is why Mike's gonna just be thrown under the bus here. Mike's the bad man. I can see it. I can see it. I totally
Mike's
understand.
not the bad man.
No, but I understand
Yeah,
where people in your life have come from and been like,
Yeah.
oh, he's the issue.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, I just saw and said what I saw.
Yeah. And like previous to you, I was so fatigued and I was so tired being a single mum that I didn't have spare energy to assess the relationships in my life. Whereas, the more supported I am and safe and all of those things, it's then highlighted where I don't have that in other relationships as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. There's your ring. That was me
All right.
when we met.
What started leading you to recognize that there were relationships in your life? Not who, what. What was it that started the actual process of you kind of going, yeah, actually, I'm not too sure about this or that. Like, was it any comments that I would say? Was it any, like, internal feelings that you already had?
Yeah, it
like,
was a
what
mix.
was kind of going on?
It was a mix. So I started pulling away anyway, and like I'd want to see people less. I had a lot going on anyway, but I just wanted more time to myself because I was also like, that was the start of my relationship with God and so many things were happening. So I also wanted more time to myself. And so then I noticed that when seeing these people less, I felt better. And then I'd get bad feelings about seeing them and being like, oh, I actually don't want to. Whereas I'd never had that before. I was always so lonely that I was like, I want to be with people because I'm so alone. Whereas I was starting to be like, and then I didn't like how I felt after like encounters with them as well. And that started playing on my mind. And then I noticed the more I pulled back, the more they tried to cling. But then they also started to turn nasty and say comments about me behind my back as I was pulling away, which I always find it really interesting because it's like, did you think that was going to make me stay in this relationship? Like, you talking about me behind my back? Like, did you think I was going to go, oh, yeah, you're such a good friend, actually, good point, I'm going to stick around?
Yeah.
Like, it just then, I feel like the process sped up as soon as I started opening my eyes to the relationship, how it was making me feel, the habits it was, like, keeping me going in, all of those things. It then quickly dissolved.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would just say like it's a feeling. It's a feeling of I don't really want to go, or how they're making me feel was how it started. What about you?
I absolutely have similarities. Like I feel exactly the same with like a lot of the relationships that I've distanced myself from. Started off as like, well, I already had like a gut feeling. So for me,
Yeah.
like I already had like an oppressive nature over me. So it always felt like, well, my life is small as long as I'm in relationship with this person, which was my mother. Like I'm happy to talk about it. Like my mother's sort of almost like hold on me was like I couldn't breathe. And I didn't, it's one of those things. The thing I probably would say I grew up with was like, especially as I became an adult, where I did get distance from my mum because I simply got like I moved out. She moved to
She
France.
kicked you out,
She
but
kicked me out. She moved to France. Like that distance was great, and I lived. She was still in the country whilst I moved out. Like we didn't speak for 3 months, and she bumped into me in a car park, and looked like, oh, I wasn't expecting to see you today. Like it's been, you know what I mean? We both really enjoyed the distance. But the thing that kept me almost like unaware of how dysfunctional this was is the title of mother.
yeah.
It's the title that was associated. It's the identity that I'd given her based on society. And so that created like this really weird like haze where it's like, well, I'm not satisfied with the relationship that I have with my mum, but that's just my mum.
Yeah.
Or like that's like that's just is what it is. Or like, oh, that's my mum. Like it's okay.
And
I'm
like
okay.
you can't
And
cut them off.
and you end up sacrificing a lot of yourself to stay the son that is doing the right thing or do it or like so proud or whatever it is. Like you end up kind of like staying there until eventually like we had a greater distance. I moved to Kuwait, and like the distance just kept growing. And as the distance kept growing, this is where I found the same sort of thing. It's like, my life feels so much better. My life doesn't feel as heavy anymore. Like, I can make my own decisions. I can do things without having to kind of run things by somebody. And gosh, this is freeing. And it starts off like that, and then you get that thing. Oh, that's okay. Now I've reached, this is just adulthood. This is I was just a child. Now I'm not.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you can keep digging, keep digging, and the more you dig, the deeper you go. You know, you find that now there's unearthed traumas there. There's unearthed emotions. There's a lot of suppressed feelings, and so you start to express those things, and then the problems start mounting.
Yeah.
Right, like you said, you start the slander starts, but in the family it's even harder because you're not only navigating your attachment to the identity that you've got for somebody, you're navigating theirs. By you expressing some of maybe your suppressed emotions with some of the people who are closest to you, you're also touching on the identity or bondage that they've created with their role. So if it is a parent, like it was for me, it was like, hey, I'm not happy with maybe how I've been mothered or some of the choices that you've made as a mother.
Yeah.
It's had a really negative impact on me. Well, you should go to see a therapist. It's It's like, right, oh,
I think my
so
dad was
so
similar.
there's so you don't want to repair. Wow. Okay, that I came to you because I wanted to repair, because I wanted a relationship.
Mm.
You're now telling me that I can't come to you with how I feel. It's like, even if it's not rooted in truth, even if it's just your kid's a bit emotional or
Yeah.
whatever's going on, it's
Yeah.
like, no, like this was my truth.
Yeah.
And I
You
wanted
need
to, yeah.
validation.
So like that was then a big turning point for me of like, huh, I really got to go and reevaluate the relationship I thought I had, and then also unpack, okay, actually what's really going on. And that was almost enough. Like I remember that conversation with my mum, and that spooked her so much
Mm.
that that was it.
Yeah,
Like
it's sent her.
our contact went real minimal. We
Mm.
both lived in different countries, so it was fine.
Yeah.
But that time gave me the time I needed to really go and like take a deep look at all the habits, behaviors, patterns that had plagued us through childhood into adolescence,
Mm.
and then we're in there. So I don't know if that like really answers the question, but
Yeah. It
because I
reminded
don't
me
want to
of
go into the boundaries bit yet,
yeah.
but like I almost wanted to point out that like whilst you're figuring this out, as you become aware of the dysfunctional relationships that you have
Mm.
around you, and like if it's not a family, it can be a friend, it can be, there is this like, am I sure?
Yeah, you feel like you're
Am
going
I sure I've
crazy.
got this right? Like
Yeah.
this can't be it.
Yeah.
This can't be it. And
You need it confirming, like, I think quite a few times before you
yeah,
go, I'm
yeah.
right. I was going to say is when I was 13, I remember I had a similar conversation with my dad, and because I cut my dad off
Mm.
ages ago, um, and I got upset that he never texted me, he never phoned me, he never, like, checked in on me. And he just was like, well, the phone works both ways.
Yeah.
And I was like,
It's like
okay, I'm your
I'm your
daughter,
child,
but
and I would
okay.
like to feel wanted.
Yeah, I'd like to feel
Because
like you care about what's happening in my life.
yeah,
Yeah. Yes,
yeah,
it's wild. Yeah, you have to get that confirmation a few times, or I did
yeah,
as well. I don't know if you were the same, but like I had to keep seeing the behaviors to be like, no, I am right.
yes,
And I had to write them down because I've known a lot of gaslighters. And so if I've not written things down, they've managed to talk me around and say that I've seen a situation wrong.
yeah, yeah.
And if I don't have evidence, I believe them.
Mm-hmm.
So once I started writing things down, it became really clear what was happening.
Yeah,
I think is really helpful as well.
yeah, yeah. I've done that in like again assessing relationships,
Mm.
and I've been talked around in previous relationships. And again, why? Well, it's a pattern that started in childhood, and you take the same patterns and you find it in your partners. And yeah, I had the same thing, and I started taking notes as well. And I was like, hey, last time actually you said this, and this was the change that we agreed upon that we would be making, and we haven't made the change. But here's all the habits, behaviors, and patterns that I've introduced, so I know that I'm holding up my end of the bargain, and this is what I've said. And as soon as you start making a log,
Yeah.
you find your truth. This
Yeah.
and this points to a previous thing of like, I think we've talked about this in one of the biblical references in the last episode of like, in emotional health, like when you're overwhelmed by your emotions, it's like to ground yourself in truth. It's
Yes.
really starting to kind of, hey, look at the fact rather than how you feel, because if you're going, well, how I feel, and then you're letting someone else talk you around, that's how they talk you around, is
Yeah.
because there's nothing that's grounded in truth. It's just, oh, you're an emotional person, you're late, oh, you feel bad, and you just stir it. If
Yeah.
you're the person to be in the dysfunction in the relationship, that person will just stir it,
Yeah.
and they'll just go,
You've done really well with that for me. If I'm like emotional about a situation, you'll be like, okay, but what are the facts? What's the truth here?
yeah.
Like, pull it back. And I'm like, oh, right, yeah,
I'm
that's.
like, your feelings are absolutely valid, but like we've always got to get you to a position where it's like, I need you to see whatever it is that you see, like
Yeah.
what is your truth
Yeah.
of this, and then where's that coming from? Because then we can have productive conversation about whatever it is that we need to talk about. Yeah, the unawareness thing is really wild, because the things that I think make it hard to solve is titles. Titles. I think is the way that most of this goes unearthed
Checked.
for so
Yeah.
long is that it's people who are closest to you.
Mm.
It's friend,
Mm-hmm.
mother, brother, cousin, friend of a friend, mother's best
Mm.
friend, or whatever, sister. Like, it's these people with titles because titles tend to excuse behavior.
Yeah.
And that's kind of probably the biggest thing that's wrong with like well, I don't want to say the creation of family, but within maybe the modern family at the moment,
Mm.
the issue is that like people behave according to their title and almost like have no accountability from anyone above.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, that's just granddad.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I mean? Like everyone
Mm.
had like a racist granddad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
like, or whatever's going, or
Mm.
like a homophobic nan.
Yeah.
Like, and everyone laughs and we go, like, it's their generation. It's like,
Yeah.
well, it's also a lack of growth. It's a
Yeah.
lack of learning, and
Yeah.
and it's somebody that basically went, well, I'm now this person, a
Mm.
nan, so I don't need to do anything.
Yeah.
I can behave the way I want to
Yeah.
behave because I'm a nan. And
Yeah.
it's like that's why this
Yeah.
comes in like through the people who are closest to you because these are
Mm.
people you interact with every day or maybe have done for a very long time.
Mhm.
But it just points like you have to also just remember that like everybody on this planet is an individual first,
Yeah.
just a human being first. The title isn't by way of accreditation. Like it's not like we're like, oh, you're a nan because you're qualified.
Yeah.
It's like,
It just happened.
yeah, it just happens
Yeah.
because they're like relatives.
Yeah.
But like, at what point do we say, I'm gonna give you that title based on your behavior?
Mm-hmm.
How would I expect my nan to behave? How would I expect my
Yeah.
mum to behave?
Yeah.
How would I expect them to showcase good behavior
Mm.
so that we can replicate that throughout the family and the generations to come?
Mm.
Like our parenting now doesn't just shape our kids.
Yeah.
It
It's
shapes
future.
their kids
Yeah.
and their kids. Like
Mm.
it there has to be some kind of like just almost like fresh start of like, right, what are the behaviors that we have as a family
Mm.
that we've passed down to each other generationally that we actually think we need to stop these?
Yeah.
Like, so that I think that's why it kind of becomes one of those things of like, you know, no, like it's just my sister. It's
Yeah.
just that's just how she is. You know, it's like, well, okay, now you know that. What are you gonna do with that? Right?
I think a big thing as well is reshaping relationships when you become a parent. So especially like if you're someone's son or daughter and then you have kids. And so it's like, well, I'm a mum first now. Like I'm not your daughter first. I'm a mum first. And it's like restructuring
Yep.
that relationship and those boundaries. Because like I've had so many women who have crazy relationships with their mums, because I think girls have weird relationships with their mums a lot of the time, and either before they're pregnant or when they're pregnant, their mums are like overstepping, over involved. They're trying to parent their children.
Yep.
They want a say in like how they're born, like, and all these crazy things. But because nobody puts the boundary in place of like, no, you're grandma, like that's not your role. I'm their mum. It just happens. Mum gets really upset. Nobody corrects the behavior, and it just keeps
Yeah.
going on. It's yeah, I find it crazy.
And that points to like a lack of masculinity in like in terms of leadership within the family as a whole.
Yeah.
So like, okay, hey, what's Grandad doing?
Yeah.
Like, why isn't he almost like, I don't want to say it, but like reprimanding
Yeah,
the
checking her.
mother-in-law?
Yeah,
Like, hey,
checking her.
check yourself.
Yeah.
Like they've got their own family. We've ascended in where we are.
Yeah.
So it's no longer our role to tell our children what to do. If they come up to the chain of command
And ask.
it's a free for all. Go for it. But until that happens, like like you have to recognize that a healthy boundary from like parent to child is like, hey, once they're of age and they have their own family, hey, like good job. I'm so excited to see you ascend through fatherhood. I'm always here, but and I hope I've done enough.
I was going to say,
That's
like,
it.
you
Like,
hope the parenting you've
Yeah.
done has set them up for success
Yeah,
in life
exactly.
once you let go.
yeah, you get to see what your parenting was like. So maybe a conversation for a different day.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so I think we've kind of covered a little bit about how, like, why it's murky, right? Why spotting these things is hard. What kind of signs are there, though, that your circle is influencing you negatively? like what kind of things would you say that are actually happening for people? Maybe use your own experience as well, but like what kind of things do you see, maybe even from clients, of like when you can tell that they're negatively impacted by a relationship, but they can't see it yet?
Feeling exhausted after every interaction
Yep, that's a good one.
and not present. Like
Yep.
their body's there, their soul brain has left the building.
They're
I think
dissociating a bit
Yeah.
whilst
whilst
in the presence of
it's
these
happening
people.
and a bit after, because I
Yeah.
think that was happening with me a lot. You'd be like, hey, where are you?
You know what? I really resonate with that one. The crash
Yeah.
after they've left.
Yeah.
They're like, I remember I've been told a few times, like, wow, like the week before you're like, again, when I had a relationship with mum, like the week before I knew she'd be coming over, and the week after, not here,
Yeah.
non-existent
Yeah.
at all, completely different person, disassociating all the time, and just like in a funk, It's like, oh yeah, that's a sign.
And like lack of authentic self. Like if
Yeah.
as an adult you've built up your authentic self, how you talk, what you're passionate about, all these things, if that becomes quiet and hidden around people, like they're not good for you because you cannot be yourself around them.
Yeah.
It's never going to be a flourishing relationship. I think it's a big one as well. I can't think of any more. Do you know any more?
Deferred hope. I think that's the ultimate one. This one trips people up. I remember I did a post about this, and like people were like, "Oh fuck,"
Yeah.
because they realized how much it showed up in their life, like around the relationships they had. And a good example of it is to maybe use like a work environment, and this is also a good one, so you can figure out if you even should be in the same work that you're in. Like it's not relationships aren't just obviously about like the home
Yeah.
and friendships and things like that. This can be a work relationship as well. Deferred hope shows up with like, let's say your boss comes up to you and is just like, "Oh, I really love that piece of work you did the other day. That was fantastic. I'm so glad. Hey, keep doing stuff like that, and you're gonna
You're gonna climb.
You're gonna climb.
Yeah.
You're gonna keep doing it." And it's like, and you're like, "Wow, oh, okay." So you start bending over backwards, right? You start kind of pushing maybe the overtime a little bit more, and you start taking a bit more stress home with the work. But it's okay because my boss, I've impressed the boss.
It's gonna pay off.
It's gonna pay off. And 3 years go by and like you're in the same spot and they're doing the same thing. Great job, keep it up,
Yeah.
love it. And you're like, and it doesn't feel so good anymore.
No.
That praise that you were getting, because it's praise, it doesn't feel so
Backhanded.
good. It's a bit backhanded. Like this shows up in homes. This is how mum and dad treat you when you do something good. It's also how they treat you when you do something that isn't so good. It's like, oh, hey, that's great. And you just don't get that feeling that they actually think it's that great.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's deferred hope. That's a toxic, dysfunctional pattern that somebody isn't. And like the other thing I'd say is actually, have you ever been successful? How did your closer circle respond when you were more successful than them, if you've ever been more successful than them? Sharing success with people is always a big tell sign. Like you can you find out who's for you and who's not, because you'll hear it. Oh wow, well done.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow, that's amazing. Like how did you do that?
Yeah.
How did you do that? Like you get, you know what I mean? Like you get all these different types of people
What does
from other world.
that mean?
Yeah,
Like,
well, like why would you do that?
what's that for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like show, like if you can't share success with people, if you're worried about how people are going to respond if you're successful with something, if you earn more money than somebody, if you like, these are all roots of like dysfunctional relationship. This happens in friendship circles really on the sly.
Yeah.
You'll experience, you've already told me you've experienced this to some extent, which is like like like, oh, he's great, like he's so good with Theo, or he's so good with so and so, and he's like this and he does this for me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
Right? And it just points to where their needs aren't being met at home.
Yeah.
And so there's jealousy, there's all these things
Or they're
coming
like,
up.
oh, where's the honeymoon phase? Like,
Yeah,
it'll come to an end.
like you'll see it when you see it.
Yeah.
We'll be here, right? Like all these things, people show themselves when you find happiness for you. They like, again, not everyone obviously, but like
The bad relationships.
but that's how that toxic relationship's going to show up. It's like, hey, go and do something really great, be successful at something, or find happiness, share it with them, and if they don't seem at all pleased, or it's like it feels fake, it feels inauthentic, that is literally the symptom
Yeah.
showing itself of like a dysfunctional relationship.
It's like when I came out of being a single mum, I feel like some of the people around me still clung on to me being a single mum, even though we were in a relationship, like having a baby, and I was not a single mum in any stretch of the imagination
Yeah.
anymore. But people clung onto it so much or lost their minds that it wasn't happening anymore.
Yeah.
That it absolutely destroyed them, and they acted horrifically
Yeah.
towards me because of it. And it's like, how were you not happy for me? I was drowning as a single mum.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so happy now, and there's so many ways my life has just flourished.
Yeah.
And that upsets you, which is insane.
Yeah.
I find it crazy.
Yeah, and like how that turned in again when once you started defending yourself that way, what was the next thing?
They went for you.
Yeah, it was like, oh well, he only wants to be father of that child and not that one. It's like, really?
Yeah.
You like
So
that's the like wow, okay, we're
you've
scraping
been brainwashed.
Yeah,
you've been brainwashed.
I've obviously brainwashed you.
And everyone knows that you're a strong and confident woman. It's something that everybody says about you. You're so stubborn, you're strong, all of these things. But suddenly I'm coerced and I'm controlled.
Yeah. How do you recognize if your environment is healthy versus unhealthy? You know, we've kind of discussed some of the symptoms of maybe some of the negative side of things, but what's like a symptom of something that's really and I think to kind of a lot of the friendships you have that are really close to you now, where I would say you've really intentionally grown some of these. Like they were already friends when I came on the scene, but you've definitely made more of an effort, or maybe they've made more of an effort. I don't know, but I've seen like lovely, intentional, loving, growing relationships with you and some of your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do they look like? How's that treating you? And
I think it's like, because with being a mum, it's different as well. I think those people are like, well, if your friend doesn't text you back, they're toxic and they're selfish and all these things. And like when you're a mum, everybody knows that you're like, I could reply within a minute. Or
I might
4
it
days.
might be 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And I might be MIA.
But I love you and I'm here for you. And if you texted me saying I need you right now, I would absolutely answer. And it's kind of like that. It's.
I knew that was gonna happen.
I knew he was coming. It's just not there.
He just wants to be on the podcast again.
I told you, he just won't sleep by himself.
You're literally tired. You're yawning.
The audacity.
You're yawning.
Oh, I'm a bit sick.
Yeah. Because why wouldn't I be? Do you need help?
I think I got it. I can't remember what I was saying. It's one, understanding each other's seasons and situations. So it's like not getting mad at each other for not replying or forgetting things or missing things. Like, just like, understanding where people are at. And
loving the person, not the that they give or like to your life. Yeah, it's just like loving them for who they are rather than being like, oh, I really like so and so because I get this from them.
Yeah,
or I do.
Yeah. But also like they've helped us in so many ways that I would never have expected. And like I would probably felt too embarrassed to ask. Like I've got a friend that did our washing when our washing machine was MIA. And she just offered it and she was just like, hey, I don't mind, like it's a washing machine, I can do that for you. And it's been so amazingly helpful. And she's just like, yeah, it's fine, like it's just so easy for her. Or Cecilia, when she like did like helped us with the tip run and like
she was great.
She's like a tool girl, like she can do stuff. So she like disassembled the climbing frame and like did stuff and like she's been amazing. Like there's been so many gorgeous people in our life at the moment. So I'd say like them giving help even when you're like too embarrassed to ask, like they do it anyway. But what I've really noticed from this new like business mentorship group that I'm in with those women is like the vulnerability that you're able to express. Like people are really talking about like their marriages and like hard things happening in their life that are really vulnerable. And because everyone knows it's such a safe space and everybody's rooting for each other, people are being so honest and they're being met with such love and kindness that I'm like, that's what that looks like. That's an authentic relationship.
I think that's like definitely a product of being faith with like having faith
100%.
because it's hard to show up inauthentically because you like if you're really walking with God, like hey, it's not sunshines and rainbows.
No.
Like it's actually one of the hardest walks you can
Yeah.
ever do. It's the hardest walk you'll ever have.
Yeah, it's really
There's
hard.
that age old thing of like carrying your cross. Like yeah, that is part of it.
Yeah.
And so it's what is maybe fruitful of doing that is that yeah, it puts you in environments where like you can be completely authentic with what's going on in your life, and someone is there to go, I see you.
Yeah.
And also, hey, I've been through that. You have to go through it yourself.
Yeah.
I can't take this from you. I can't give you advice. I'm not going to give you advice.
But I'm here.
But I am here,
Yeah.
and I love you through that. And like it's a whole different level of how people show up, and like
Yeah.
I've definitely been like burned with friends and stuff in the past, and you know, not had good relationships with people, and I'm still learning how to open up. You know, I'm still kind of in that mindset of like, right, what does this person want from me?
Yeah.
What are they going to try and get from me? Because like it's funny, I never really necessarily see my skill sets, but I know that I've been taken advantage of
Yeah.
pretty much in either every workplace or friendship circle that I've had for quite a long time, for what I either knew or for the wisdom that I've got, or like, you know, just from the wisdom from my life experiences. Like I've had a lot of life experience that most people probably haven't had. And especially like at my age, and so I had a lot of wisdom to share with adults who were way older than me, and they'd be in a class or something, and they'll be like, flipping heck, like how did you learn that? Or you know, like there was an age old thing of like Mike's an old man.
Yeah. It's funny, people always used to say the same thing. People don't like the cough.
You know, the cough's going. The cough's going there.
People used to say that about me.
People don't like the cough.
They don't. I don't want to hear a cough when I listen to a podcast.
If you don't like my cough, get to.
I used to have the same thing. I didn't tell people how old I was when I was doing acupuncture, especially when I was in London doing it. But like people would always be like, "Wow, like you give really good advice. Like you can't be that old." And like, yeah, it's just life experience. Like I was the same. I had a lot of life experience at a young age. And that's why like I never judge people on age because I've had it done to me, and I'm sure you're the same as well. But like you could get someone that's like 50, but they've had no life experience.
They're like
so
a 10-year-old. You're just like, wow, you got nothing to share that's
Yeah.
of any value.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, the maturity's like not there or something. Yeah. All right. Let's talk a little bit about influence. Let's talk about like how there's nobody on this planet that stays exactly the same person that they are when they're around people that aren't good for them, right? You either rise or you lower your standard. That's just the truth of the matter. Every single person you're surrounding yourself with, including your family, you are either raising your standard to be with them, or you are lowering it, or you're staying on par.
Yeah.
And this is why people, I think, get comfortable. Like, oh well, it's all right.
Yeah. It's okay.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not the best. It's not like where I think I deserve to be or I want to be. But like,
It's all right.
it's all right. And you know, it's my mum. It's my dad.
Yeah.
It's my grandma.
Yeah.
It's my sister. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's my best friend. We've been best friends for 25 years, so I can't leave her now. It's like,
Yeah.
you can. You can. And actually,
And if
you
she's
want to
holding
grow,
you back,
if
like-
you're trying to grow,
Yeah.
and like that's it. And it goes back to like you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with. You become the average of the 5.
Yeah.
So if you've got like, if you're hanging around with like one of you is a millionaire,
Yeah.
and like think about this, how many people think that they actually of the 5 people they spend the most time with, how many of the people you spend all that time with, how many have successful relationships where they don't say that there's like, I'm not saying there's never gonna be anything negative wrong. I mean like the ones who are like, nah, like even on our hard days we love each other. Like that's what like we are 100% those people.
Yeah.
Because like we literally say it to people, we're like we get to the end of a hard day and we're like whoa.
Yeah, we're like, that was
Wild.
wild. Yeah.
And then it's like, it's us time, so no worries. Like,
Yeah.
And we're so ready and pumped to be like back after
Yeah.
a day with the kids that like yeah, it's like how many people do you know that have a relationship like that, right? How many friends do you have that have a successful business that hasn't cost them their relationship, that hasn't cost them time with the kids, that hasn't cost them
Yeah.
the other stuff that you know is important to you. So, and like this is where I think of when you think about the average person who has an average set of friends, that's kind of where I point to. I used to have a guy who was really successful in business, but like he wasn't really happily married, let's say.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, well, okay, he's my friend. I'm spending time with this
Yeah.
energy,
Yeah.
this way of life. Like
Yeah.
that way of life is in my life.
Yeah.
And it's funny because at the point of when this person was in my life, I had the same setup. I had a business that was keeping me busy
Yeah.
and I had a relationship that was kind of dead at home.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, then I looked at my other close friendship, maybe a younger guy, single, like just enjoying his life,
Yeah.
doing all the things that maybe my subconscious wanted to be doing.
Yeah.
It's like he's in my life. It's like, oh, wow, right? And so
Yeah.
you got to think, like, if you take a look at the people around you, how many of them are you aspiring to be like? Because if the answer's like zero, they're just kind of keeping you comfortable because they share similar experiences
Yeah.
to you. That's not necessarily evidence of someone living a fruitful life. It's evidence of somebody living the life that they have and not trying to change it.
Yeah.
I think. I know that might sound a bit strange,
Yeah.
but
I think alcohol's a big one of this as well because like the people that are like, oh, go on, have a drink. Why are you not drinking? Like, I don't drink, you don't drink, and I don't want to ever be in a situation where a friend is like, no, go
come
on, you
on.
should, like,
Come
you
on,
should
it's a
have a
drink.
drink.
Have a
Just
drink.
have a drink. There's nothing
Just
wrong
have
with
one.
it. Just have a
Just have
drink.
it.
Like, it's like, no, I want people in my life that are like, oh, great, like, cool. And the thing is, like,
Think about how respectful of the boundary it would be as well to have a friend where you're like, they're like, hey, do you want a drink? And you're like, no, I'm not drinking. They're like, oh, wow, hey, good for you. Like,
yeah,
oh,
they're just like
totally respect
amazing.
it.
Yeah.
Hey, would you like something different? Like,
Yeah.
we've got this, we've got that. I think that's really lovely. Like, I know you've got friends who are like that.
Yeah.
And like, I've really enjoyed
Yeah.
seeing you have those friends because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, wow, like, she's got good boundaries. Like, it tells me something about you as well. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, she's got like great boundaries because her friends are kind of people that I would think, oh, wow,
Yeah.
hey, she like there's definitely some of your friends I've got down as like wow they've got traits that I would aspire to
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Like you've definitely got friends where I'm like oh I wish I could be a bit more like her in some of the ways that they like Cecilia and Chloe always kind of come up
Yeah.
because they give so much to like a lot of your friends are very giving
So giving.
and that's definitely like something that I have struggled with. I don't necessarily do and I wish I could give more like they give because it's such a lovely trait.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, they're wonderful. One of the biggest things I see with this as well, that's how I know I've got good boundaries, is I've always been very strict with Theo's food. Like no chocolate, no sugar, no sweets, no crisps, nothing like that. And all my good friends know
Yeah,
and
they
don't
respect
question it. They'll just look at me sometimes because they don't know and they'll be like, "Can he have this? Is that okay?"
Yeah.
And if I'm like, "No," they're like, "No worries."
Do you know what I liked about Liverpool One today?
Yeah.
Hey, Mum, are they allowed sweets?
Yes.
Like they went straight to you and
Yeah.
asked first, and you were like, no.
Nope.
And they were like, okay, I will keep this up here, no
Yeah.
worries. So they don't even see. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's really sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to give them something. You
Yeah.
got same thing. It's just alcohol but
Until
sugar
I'm
for
like,
kids.
okay,
Yeah.
I want to poison my
It's
children.
the
Like, no,
same.
thank you.
It's the same shit, and
Yeah.
like it's so funny. People don't even realize why they do it. It's like, hey, you do it because you haven't woken up to your dysfunctional and toxic behavior. It's like you're doing exactly the same thing to children that you do to your adult friends. Do you want a drink? Do you want a drink? Do you want a sweet? Do you want a sweet?
Yeah.
Go on, have a bit of sugar.
It'll
You
make you
have to
feel
have a bit of
better.
sugar. Make you feel better. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, you ever given a kid sugar? Like parents aren't having a nice day for the rest of the
Yeah.
day if your kid has sugar.
Yeah.
Like, so it just shows you it's a drug.
Yeah.
It's literally a drug. Anyway, it's a different podcast. It's a different one. But it does start to kind of really like point to what habits have you had formed by the people around you and like, yeah, drink and alcohol, things like that.
big one.
If you've got friends that are doing drugs, yeah, you're probably going to be
Yeah.
doing drugs. Like,
Overworking.
overworking, yeah, if that's the norm,
Yeah.
then cool, like no
Yeah.
worries. We're all gonna go for drinks after work at 7, and then we're gonna back to the office at 9 because we
Yeah.
need to do a little bit more, whatever
Yeah.
it is. 100%. There's I want to talk about some of the things that I think really negatively influence people as well, which is you got a friend who's maybe struggling with a relationship. Maybe they've cheated, maybe they've kind of gone, maybe you've been out and you've seen like some flirtation or something like
Yeah.
that. These behaviors, and I almost want to say like it can turn into kind of like a spirit,
Yeah.
and it silently moves through. So if you're spending time with people who are kind of essentially committing like adultery and things like that,
Yeah.
it's pretty much actually only a matter of time before it impacts your actual own relationship or
Yeah.
setup. Because again, this is how and why it's so important to have good social health.
Yeah.
This is the part of the episode, and it might be hard to hear, but like, yeah, if this is why it's important you choose like everything in life is so important, and you need to consciously choose it. You know, let's say you go to the gym, you love the gym. And I've seen this. I've been first hand at this. I used to want to own a gym, but I'd been part of a gym that had this culture
Yeah.
where it was like, oh no, everyone's sleeping with everyone.
Yeah.
Why? When do we do it? Oh, well, we go out drinking.
Yeah.
And then it
And then it
happens.
happens.
And it's like, that was the norm.
Yeah.
Monday, you'd go back to the gym,
Yeah.
and it would just be gossip, right? Then you got gossip
Yeah.
going around. And it's like high school.
Yeah.
Or sixth form, I should say.
I always said as well, like, I never.
It's like high school. I mean, sixth form. Yeah,
Yes.
16 and over. Yes.
Legal. I was used to be like really strongly. I always never wanted to be with a man who in his friendship group, like any of the men cheated on their
Yep.
wives.
Yeah.
Because like you can see that it just spreads like wildfire because it just becomes normalized. And I heard it on a podcast today. Actually, I was listening to a podcast where the human body is really good at normalizing stuff. Like once you're like in a hard season, and
Yeah.
what your body does is it goes, well, this is normal and we need to be okay in it. So it normalizes the behavior so that you can cope within it. And so if you're around people that are talking about cheating and doing it in front of you, it just becomes so normal that then it's like, oh, actually, like, it's not that bad, is it? Like, they're doing it. And I just would never, I'd never be comfortable if you were friends with someone that cheated. But I know
Yeah.
you wouldn't be either because,
I had a run in with it when I was like a kid. I remember my uncle, he had, we always used to go around to my uncle and auntie's house as kids, and we used to really enjoy it. You know, it's like time away from your parents, it's fun, and they would always do stuff you're not allowed to do, right?
Yeah.
Good, that's good family.
yeah,
To an extent.
yeah.
But they had like some best friends, and we really admired them. We were like, because they just looked like they were in love, and they were starting to think about starting a family,
Yeah.
and it turned out that he had cheated on the wife who was pregnant with his child, and he had cheated on her, and like my uncle like went out for a beer with him and was like, well, I've got to, he's and this is where it comes in, right? Well, he's my friend, and anyway, so this is when I was like that must have been like 6 or 7, right? I was very young. I went to the Chester races, bumped into him, still best friends with him. To this day,
Oh my.
still best friends. And I'm like, look, I'm not saying you have to judge, condemn,
No.
absolutely not. And
You just don't want
I'm
it.
saying that if you really value friendship and the friendship that you have, hard boundaries would have been
Yeah.
put in place. Hey, really sorry, mate. That behavior is absolutely unacceptable to me and what I have. And also, like, are you really a friend if you're not also taking into consideration like their
Yeah.
partner's feelings? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, and again, it's different if you're if there's like a bunch of there's apologies and there's maybe work to be done for them, and they're trying to come
Yeah.
back together and trying to work on it and all these other things, then all right, be a supportive friend.
Yeah.
And actually, that's how you can be a supportive friend, is by
Yeah.
saying, you know what, you really need to take a big, long look at yourself. Where did this start?
Yeah.
Who, like,
Accountability.
right? You
Yeah.
offer the accountability and you help them get back to their partner if you're a great friend. But, like, that wasn't there for them anyway. So it's just like, right, well,
Yeah.
what are you doing as a friend? Because
And
going out
it's-
for a beer just to kind of console, like, to what? To
Console them.
let them say how upset they are with their own behaviour.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, boo-hoo.
yeah, like I'm not gonna boo-hoo you, mate.
Yeah.
Like you've really messed up. Like
Yeah.
what was your parents' relationship like? Is my first question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Where's this come
where
from?
did this come from?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
oh, what was I gonna say? It's gone now. It was about this. Oh, if they can do that to the mother of their child as well and their other half, who
Yeah.
they're meant to be in love with, like it makes you question what they're gonna do, what they could do to you behind your back or other people. Like
Yeah.
I always see business people being like, or like good businessmen being like, I'd never go into business with a man I knew who's cheating on his other
Yeah,
half. Because if
100%.
he can do that to her, like what's he gonna do to me?
Yeah,
And like, because it speaks of their character. It
it does.
speaks like, and like,
Each person in your environment is like a doorway into whatever like behavior they have.
yeah.
It's essentially an open door inside you that where that same behavior can literally latch to you.
Yeah.
And you can even have this behavior even if you're like, well, no, I would never behave how my best friend behaves. Like, well, if they're your best friend,
Yeah.
it's only a matter of time. Like it is. Why? You're going to become the most, like you'll be the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around with. So their behaviors are your behaviors. Their habits will become your habits.
Yeah.
Even if you're only participating to an extent, right? So like if you've got a friend that really heavily drinks and you go
drink a
out
bit.
and you just drink a bit, it's like, hey, like it only takes a bad day. Only takes a bad day, you know exactly who you're ringing.
Yeah.
It's the friend that's gonna drink you is gonna out drink you.
Yeah.
You're ringing them up. The day you have a bad day with your partner, you're ringing up your friend who's cheating.
Yeah.
The day you have a bad day with business, you're ringing, right? Like
Yeah.
you see the
You see where it
patterns.
goes.
Yeah.
Do you want to turn everything on?
Yeah. Sure. Do I need to?
Yeah, it's getting dark.
It's getting dark.
The sun is setting.
Okay. What can we afford to lose? There we go. That's the question.
Oh, does something need to go? Woo.
All right. Bit doom and gloom. I feel like this is a bit of a doom and gloom episode, but
Well, no, because
it's important.
also,
This is social health.
and
Yeah.
like it means that when you then do evaluate your relationships and set up really good ones, like your life will flourish. Like your life will be so wonderful because the quality of your relationships feels so good and they fill your cup rather than constantly being drained by everybody that you have encounters with.
Yeah. Well, that kind of leads us into then, like, how do you set good boundaries?
You're really good at this.
How do you go about just even starting that conversation of like, gosh, there are a lot of people who I'm surrounded by who have behaviors that I don't really agree with, but like trying to distance myself from these, like, because this is the hardest bit that everyone is going to struggle with. Anyone who's just coming into faith walking, by the way, like you're gonna experience this hard as soon as you step into a relationship with Jesus. Like, you watch your life disintegrate. Like, the people closest to you are going to. It is gonna divide. How like, and there's so much scripture we can get into later on about this.
Yeah.
But like, it's gonna divide
Houses.
relationships, houses.
Yeah.
It's gonna divide all that because it reflects everyone else's walk in their own what they think is righteousness for righteousness sake. Like it reflects some of their shame, it reflects their behavior, it reflects like you are just like essentially a mirror. You become a mirror. And they just go, I can't, you're the problem.
I had a family member who was like, well, you're not perfect. And I was like, I've never claimed to be perfect. I'm just trying to be better.
It's actually I've come to the conclusion I'm so imperfect
that I need help.
I need help, I want to be better, and this is producing fruit for me. And it could for you as well if you wanted it, but hey, I get it, you're going to stay at this righteousness place, which is and this is how most people live their lives. It's like it's unawareness, and that's what makes them feel righteous. So it's like, well, I'm a good person. Why? Well, I work and
I do the things you're meant to do.
A home, and I provide for my children, and
I have friends.
And like, I would never do anything bad. It's like, not about that though, is it? It's actually about, can you stand in the face of, what do I even want to say? Can you stand in the face of evil and still say that you're going to and do something against it
Yeah.
for the for
And do good.
and do
Like
good.
the greater good.
Yeah, and it's like I found that like it's like wow, that's really hard.
It's hard.
It's so
Yeah.
hard. Like anyway,
Mm.
what were we saying? What were we talking about?
I don't know.
I went completely off track.
Boundaries.
Boundaries.
You're,
Gotcha.
you're really good at boundaries. This is something I'm
Uh,
definitely working
I
on.
had to do it. I just like I never got given good bound. All my boundaries were overstepped as a kid, so I never knew how to. Like I got raped. I had lots of. I had lots of like sexual trauma
Me
throughout
too. Yeah,
adolescence.
me too.
I didn't know how to set boundaries with people, and it got me to some really horrible positions and places and whatnot.
Yeah.
No boundaries with money. Like I had no boundaries anywhere.
Yeah, same. Yeah, and you
Yeah.
can like you don't see how much it negatively impacts your life until you start implementing them,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my goodness,
And your
this
life
is
just
so
starts
much
to go,
better.
oh,
Yeah, you
gosh, I
feel like
can't
you can breathe.
breathe. Yeah. Yeah, the first boundary I put in place was with my mum probably when I was like 26, 27.
Yeah, I think mine was my
26,
dad.
I think. And it took me a long, like, that took me a long time. You gotta think, like, gosh, kid with no boundaries. Yeah, it took 26 years to put a boundary in place.
I had to do
And
it a few times.
it wasn't hard by the time I got there. The hardest bit was the journey to getting there. That was the
Yeah.
hardest bit. The hardest bit was the constant turmoil of, am I right? Am I wrong? Am I right? Am I wrong to do this? Am I right? Like I spent years there. And there was a few things that really kind of like, you talked earlier about like having it, almost like writing it down so you can see. So I did that. The biggest turning point for me was I had friends who like sixth form, and they used to ask like, well, what's going on with like you and your mum? Like, nah, it's just like we don't have a good relationship. But I was always inviting lads around for like poker nights and beers and stuff like that. So they'll come around. My mum would be like, oh yeah, do whatever you want. Hi guy,
Yeah.
very like that.
Cool, mom.
Yeah, the cool mom. And so they were like, just don't get it. But then one of my same sixth form people, I eventually was in a relationship with. So got to see the full version and what the relationship was really like. And when that person who had said once, I don't really understand what the problem is, to then, you really need to look at the relationship that you have with your mum because it's not serving you whatsoever. And it's like, I think there's something really wrong. You start to pay a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Like you start. So I was quite lucky that I had somebody to kind of go,
Have you looked
I've
at
seen this from both angles now.
Yeah.
And this is my conclusion.
Yeah.
It's not just like my story and then
Yeah.
they're making a decision. It's like,
Yeah.
no, I've given them my story, they didn't believe me, and then they've seen the behaviour and they're like, oh my gosh, not only were you right, I think you've actually undercooked it.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot worse going on.
Yeah.
And I think as that came to it, it opens up and opens
Yeah.
up and opens up, and you start to see more and more and more. And so by the time it came to me setting boundaries, I had to do it for my own life. I had to do it for my life's sake. Like it became so much more like, oh my gosh, like if I continue this way, like yeah, I'll probably just end it. You know what I mean? It was that sort of bad. And then, because you start to trace it back, you're like, wow, all the other experiences I've had in my life where I've been either wronged or whatever it is, it's like actually it really stems from maybe some of these things that happened as a kid.
Yeah.
And so you just go, right, I owe it to actually the little kid version of myself, as well as the adult version of myself and everything in between, to go, you know what? Hey, I forgive you for the behavior, but I don't accept it continuing.
Yeah, it stops now.
That's where you step into your strength. You get strength the second you do it.
Yeah.
The second that conversation is over, you get strength.
Yeah,
You get
I agree.
willpower, you get strength back, and you get clarity, you get deliverance, you get like
I feel like you can
breathe. And I always said it like the day got brighter. Like the day got brighter. And so yeah, anyway, going to then how do you actually set them? You write down all of the things that are rooted in fact.
Yeah.
you write down your truth and you take it to the conversation, and you simply, and this is going to sound real cutthroat, but by this point, the idea is that you've done a lot of the, how do I like protect their feelings in this? And it's like, by the time you get there, you're going to strip all that back to facts. Because if you go into emotions with, and this, if this is your friend, if this is a work colleague, the second you go into emotions, this is where you're open to be getting manipulated.
Yeah.
Because emotions are futile, right? Like, they come and go. They go up and down. They go round and this way. They do all these things, but facts don't move.
Yeah.
Truth and facts don't move. So it just needs to be ideally very short conversation.
Yeah.
Very short and very to the point.
Yeah.
And I went in with like almost like a prerequisite of like, hey, this conversation isn't going to be pleasant. Let's just establish that first. That's not a threat. I'm making sure that your nervous system is prepared for what's about to happen, because it's very important that you listen.
Yeah.
Respect the boundaries I'm going to be setting.
Yeah.
And honor them. That's the best thing you can do by the end of this conversation. It's like, start there. Prepare their nervous system. Why? Because you care.
Yeah.
And when because when they're going, you're a horrible person and you're this and you're that, that's not true. At the start of this conversation, I told you what was going to happen, so that you had just a little bit of time to prepare.
Yeah.
Not because I want to blindside you, but because I care for you, and I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I can't continue to have you hurt my feelings.
Yeah. It is that, like...
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's absolutely okay. Like, your feelings matter. Yeah. And so if you need distance from somebody for whatever the reason, that's okay. Why is it okay? Because you said so.
Yeah. That's it. Like, that's enough.
It's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I really wrestled with that so much, because I just felt so guilty.
That's half the, that's the worst bit of the work.
Even though the relationship was making me feel so horrific.
Yeah.
And then during the process of it, all the things they've, like, because it's been a couple of people, like, all the horrible things they've said to me. And yet I've still been like, oh, like, I really don't want to be mean. Like, I don't want to be, like, horrible for no reason. Like, but I have to protect myself now because this is unbearable.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Being horrible is trying to, on purpose, cause harm to another person.
Yeah.
Protecting yourself as the root that could cause harm to somebody is not harmful. Yeah.
And it shows them when they see it as an attack. If
you're trying to protect something of yourself and someone feels butthurt by you protecting yourself because they're just like butthurt because like, well, it's from me and I don't think I'm a bad person, but you're making me out. It's like, well, hang on, wait. There it is. Like, you don't think you're a bad person. It's not about that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that how you are behaving is affecting me negatively, and you're more butthurt about that than my feelings about you, about me feeling negative because of your behavior, right? It's like, it doesn't make sense. And it's like, gosh, if ever one of my kids or even one of my colleagues or something, like, if anyone ever came to me like, hey, Mike, like, I'm kind of done. Like, I can't be around you anymore. Yeah. I'm really sorry. I'd be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, like, I'm so sorry I've made you feel like that.
Oh, I'll be so curious. I'll be so inquisitive. Like, hey, and you know what? This one gets me. So I had this from a previous family member who was like, well, just tell me what I've done.
Yeah,
just tell me what I've done.
Right,
but like
I had the same.
And this was the point for me where I was like, I've done this a few times. I've done the cutting off and the boundaries before. So I was like, my response to that was like, no. This is about reflective work for you. Yeah. It's not about me like telling you where you've been bad. It's not for me to judge. I'm protecting myself in here and only protecting myself. That's okay for me to do, and I'm absolutely within my right to do that. Yeah. If you're interested in knowing what it is that you've done to be in this situation right now, you need to. It only takes a very minimal amount of reflective work because it's that obvious. Yeah. And this is the thing, this is how you can still keep the window of repair open, or the bridge of repair open, is you say, if you really respect and honor our relationship, you will go and do the reflective work as I have done
Yeah, and come back to
and
me.
come back to
And
me.
we'll
And I'll be
discuss.
here and I
Yeah.
will absolutely be here with an open heart, ready for repair.
Yeah.
But
Until then.
relationships are dependent on a two-way street. And you can't be the only person reflecting. There has to be two people reflecting as well. And so if that's not available, then that's why the boundary needs to exist. So that's kind of like a little bit of an arc. But yeah, going back to kind of the first boundary I set after kind of giving them the prerequisite, it was very much like, okay, these are all the things that really kind of maybe like arced me as a, annoyed me as a kid. And that's fine. And that's in the past. I don't condemn you for these things. You're a human being as well. Da 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 da. It's just that you're still doing the same things,
Yeah,
and it's 20
we're
years
still
later,
there.
and it just feels like you're not growing and not learning and not open to learning. I've tried to bring this to your attention multiple times.
Yeah.
I've been patient. I've done the things, and I'm just now at a point where it's like, I can't change you. I can't do anything that you're not prepared to do.
Yeah.
And so actually it's hurting me to want these things of you.
And hoping that you'll do them.
And I'm giving myself deferred hope.
Yeah.
I'm allowing that to happen. So it's half of these toxic relationships, and this is where you have to take a real big swill of like humble water, humble pie. Take a big piece of humble pie. Is like, you are also responsible for the toxic relationship because you've allowed it to persist for so long.
Yeah, you're keeping it.
You're keeping it there, and so you do have a hand to play in that as well.
100%. I'm actually weirdly kind of grateful that my dad was so horrific that it made it really easy to cut him off.
Yeah.
As like my first, as like my practice round, because I was like, I have no doubts that this is the right decision. Like,
100%.
Your behavior as a human being is outrageous, and like I cannot be around it anymore. So I think I weirdly do think I'm kind of grateful for that, because it was a good warm up. It was a good warm up to my life.
Sorry, bud. Just coughed and woke my son up. Scared the life out of him. Yeah, and it's like, I think what's really important to know is that like social health doesn't just mean you got to cut people off.
Yeah, no.
But it is about hard
around
boundaries,
you.
and it is about, and like within those boundaries, it's about honoring yourself and your whatever it is that you're able to tolerate and live a fruitful life. Like that, I think that's ultimately what it comes down to. And like I had this probably with like, I'll just say it, like my sister recently. I was like, I had to really weigh up, like, you were in our childhood too, so I don't blame you for anything.
Yeah.
But like, okay, just as from an adult perspective now, if I didn't know any of these other things, are you in my life? Not really.
Yeah.
Do you show any signs that you want to be in my life? Not really.
Yeah.
Am I okay with that? Yeah, I am. I'll let that go.
Yeah.
I don't even need to cut anything off.
Yeah,
I'm like, there's always open communication if you want it, but also like, I'm just not bending over backwards to have the relationship that I used to want, because you've shown me that it's not there, and that's okay. I'm just allowing you to behave the way you want to behave, and I'm over here. And, I think that's, again, I feel like that's another point of growth for me, is that it's just like, I don't need a big conversation actually, because you're already out of my life.
Yeah.
By your own choice. So actually, I'm just going to let you go.
Yeah, I don't.
And I'm not going to hold on to the title.
To it.
Yeah, like that's kind of how that one kind of went. I don't know if it's harmful for people, or if they're just kind of going like, oh my gosh, these guys just cut people off left, right, centre.
I think both.
Yeah.
I think both. And I think
so.
I think it also just helps to create boundaries with people that do genuinely love you. Like, it's not been received well by the people I've tried it with. But like, I've had clients, and like one of them has a tough relationship with her mum.
Yeah.
And it was too much, it was too close. Mum was like too heavy on her, and like would come round to her and her husband's house and like change the heating.
Yeah.
Like it was her own house.
Yeah.
And do all of these things. And actually her and her husband sat the mum down and was like, we really love you and we don't want to lose you from our lives. But please, like, we need this to change. And like, she listened because she loved them. And she did the things for them, and their relationship is so much better. And because you have to explain it to, like, if you've got these poor relationships, your body's in fight or flight constantly, because you're constantly waiting to be let down, to be hurt, to be upset. And so you're always hyper aware, which means like your health can't thrive, like your body can't thrive. And so, like, I said it to her as like, you need to address this with your mum, because like your fertility, your hormones are tanking at the moment because you're living in fight or flight.
Yeah.
But it worked.
It's you know what, you make so many good points, and it really does point to, it's like boundaries are healthy.
Yeah.
And they can produce fruitful relationships as well. So like you could go into a lot of your conversations about boundaries with people thinking, flipping out, you know, this could be it. And actually you might get that like complete turnaround transformation where they're like, you know what, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
This needs to change,
I want
and
to
I
listen.
want to change. I want to listen to you, and like that's all probably you wanted to ever hear anyway. Is that I want to do the work to repair and grow, and you know what, I actually do want to be better myself. So let's do that together, and that can be so great.
Yeah, it's validation as well.
Yeah.
Because like when I've said to like the people recently of like, these behaviors that you've done have really hurt me, and they're like, well, no, you're a narcissist and you're a horrible person. And I'm like, I just wanted a bit of validation. I wasn't even blaming you.
Yeah.
I'm just upset. And for it to just be turned with no accountability at all, it's such a kick in the teeth, because you feel a bit crazy and you feel like, am I making this up?
It points to the unhealed parts of you that were seeking the part. Like there's going to be people, you know, there's going to be situations that you do need to take care of and get rid of.
Yeah.
There's going to be ones where you do get the flip and they go, yeah, you know what, you're right, I want to grow. I think if there's any part of you that does kind of go into these conversations, comes out and has that like, oh, you know, that bit really hurt because they said this. Really what you can do with that is you can start to just ask yourself like, hey, how old am I right now? How old am I? Which part of me is actually hurt by what they said? Because the adult part that's having this conversation is the one that's healed, who decided I need healthy boundaries. The one that came out with like that stung. How old's that person, that version of you? Because typically I think that's where like, you know, I remember explicitly saying to like my mum like, hey, no one else is doing this to you. It's me. The people around me don't even know this is happening today. So no one's stabbing you in the back. No one's in my ear telling me that I need to do this or that I should do this. This is me doing this to you, and I'm making you aware of that so that you have all of the information, so that you don't try and spin it in your own head as to why this is happening.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is why it's happening. I'm helping myself and helping you in the process, even if you can't see it, because I'm relieving you of the duty that you've put on yourself as motherhood.
Yeah.
You clearly don't want that title or role, so I'm allowing you to leave it. Leave it. And like, yeah, it just, there's so many things that are under the surface that you're not going to be able to mitigate the damage. You're not going to be able to kind of like do, what's it called, damage control. Like, there's going to be feelings hurt, there's going to be points that are stung, but you can always pull it back to actually which part of me is actually hurt by this, because it's not the conscious part, this current conscious part, because I know exactly what I'm doing and why.
It's like 9-year-old me.
It's the 9-year-old version of you that has the wound with mum or whatever it is. It's that version of you that's going, gosh, I really wanted you to be better, or whatever it is. You mentioned something earlier about like the fight or flight thing, and that your body's kind of already looking for the for the negative outcome based on the previous behaviors. And it's interesting because what I'm now learning about the brain and how that's kind of linked in is that, your brain takes on the information, like as information's coming in or you're going through this conversation, you get like, when you want to have a rational, this is why I tell people don't get into the emotional stuff, just have truth written down, because what will happen is your brain, based on the patterns of these behaviors, based on the relationship and the patterns in the history, your brain, depending on what they say, will literally take the information, look for the immediate threat, even if there isn't a threat, and it will just pop a response out that's mostly like whatever the conversation or like arguments that you used to have,
Yeah.
it would just pop that response in there rather than the rational one.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just trying to protect you and the version of you that started, like, had the traumatic experience in the first place. So it's so important that you don't allow the conversation to become emotional.
Yeah.
Because your brain is most likely in a loop.
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah. It's not it's not you did this to me.
Yeah.
It's this happened.
Yes.
I'm not okay with it.
Yeah. This happened.
Super factual.
I'm not okay with it anymore.
Yes.
Because, again, these boundaries weren't implemented before this time. So it's like, I'm not okay with it now. And it's okay that I'm doing this. Like, those have to be really the three things that you're grounded in, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Wild. What about friends? Like, what happens when you're trying to distance yourself with friends? I kind of want to point to maybe even what happens after. What happens after you've put a boundary in place with somebody? What happens for you? But then what happens like a few weeks after?
Well, I feel like what I experienced was lots of bitching and gossiping afterwards, which was not well received.
Well, that didn't happen immediately after for you, though.
Yeah, it did.
No, it didn't. What happened immediately after for you?
Oh, for me?
Yes.
Relief. That's all I can remember. I think just relief, just like, oh, like, I didn't realise how suffocating that relationship was. Or, actually, I didn't realise, like, I'm thinking of one in particular, I didn't realise how much that was fueling my bad habits and behaviours that I don't like about myself.
Okay.
And that I wanted to change. And
expand.
Just like...
We'll dive deeper. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Well, like drinking. Like, I'd pop round on a Thursday to say hi and I'd end up with a gin and tonic.
Ah.
And I'd be like, oh, like, so not me. Like, I don't drink now at all. Like, I've never been a drinker. But I'd be like, why am I having a gin and tonic on a Thursday? But it was the thing.
Yeah.
And, like, this person, like, worked all the hours that God sent and was, like, always stressed. And, like, that crept into my life. I worked too much. I was always stressed. I was always in, like, a state of, like, intense, like, panic and stuff. And, like, just, like, other behaviours that I look back at and I'm like, those behaviours that I didn't like in myself that I was trying to change, a lot of them stopped when that relationship ended because I didn't realise we were allowing those behaviours for each other. Like, I had a hand in that as well.
Yeah.
And I allowed those behaviours to continue too. And I didn't want to be that person anymore. I wanted to grow and I wanted to be better. So after cutting the relationship off, it was like permission to be a better person.
Cool.
It was permission to stop doing those behaviours that I knew they were wrong. I just felt trapped in them. So that
really cool. It sounds a bit like more clarity of the relationship came after you had actually put the boundary in place.
100%. I've had that every time.
So that's something I think really key for people to kind of like, if you've got relationships you're thinking you need to have some boundaries in, and you're doing that, like, I don't know if this is right. Fortunately or unfortunately, you're going to get more clarity once you go through it.
Yeah.
The fact that you're probably already thinking about it kind of means and points to the fact that you need to do it.
Yeah.
And it means there's probably some fruit the other side as well. So immediate return on investment is the relief and more clarity about, because again, like if you're removing like essentially what you're doing is you're removing negative blocks within your life.
Yeah.
So these things aren't things that are dragging you down. They're stopping you from moving forwards.
Yeah.
So remove the block, you move forward.
Yeah.
You move up. You go this way. Right? You ascend, whatever it is. That's cool.
Yeah. What about you?
What was the question?
It's like that. What did you experience after you did it?
Same for you, relief. Like the day was instantly brighter, and then I could live my life. I could breathe, and I didn't get as much negative slander. That happened more this time around for a recent one, where it affected the workplace. So I had a family member that went after my place of work.
Yeah.
And they tried to slander me there.
Yeah, I lost my mind.
It was like, whereas like, again, how was I?
Yeah, you were super chill. You were like, yeah.
I was like,
fine.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like nothing bothered, because I've already done this like a bunch of times and like, because I've experienced the fruit of it.
Yeah.
I was so like, that's your shit. It's not
Yeah.
my shit. Like, I know I've done this for the best reason.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
you're
not.
proving to me that you're a
Yeah,
shitty
you're literally
person.
like, wow, you've gone to my place of work and like spread lies about me. Like,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, like, great
and
job.
this is again what did we say? What happens when you put a boundary in place? You get more clarity straight away about the relationship.
yeah.
And so when you then see the slander that comes your way, all that's happening is you're seeing the behaviors that were, I've seen behavior from your family members that they'd never shown me before.
I told you it was there.
And you always did.
I
And
told
I was
you
like,
it was there.
I was like,
and you never saw it.
Nope.
Yeah, and then you saw it.
Good save.
Thank you. You keep wriggling.
And then it's like, again, right, well, I'm glad I've seen it. Because now that
Yeah.
I've seen it, I can't unsee it.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, this is where there's no judgment. There's no, like, I'm not sat here on some high horse being, like, looking down on people. I'm like, hey, I can forgive anyone for anything. Like, I really can, because it costs me too much to have any kind of, like, resentment in my heart. But, like, there's a difference between that and, like, seeing and unseeing. Like, I can't unsee some of the behaviors that you've put they've put you through. It's wild.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, that's not ever going to happen, is it? Ever again.
Yeah.
That's
like
just
you've dug your own
matter
grave.
of fact. That's
Yeah.
not me being like judgmental. It's just like, hey, this is not okay. It's wild. So I hope many of you don't have the level of depth.
Yeah, the things that happened for me recently have just been truly outrageous. But I'm really grateful. Something that happens a lot with us. I think it always happens with us. Something one of us is going through, the other person has already done.
It's always me. I've
Well, yeah,
always
it's
done,
mostly.
and then like I always feel like I get thrust through something. I'll be having like a couple of bad weeks in concession,
Yeah.
consecutively,
Yeah.
and I'll be like, Beth, this is like wild, and I'll be looking for you, and you'll be like, have you tried this? Have you tried that? And I'm like, wow, she doesn't have any answers for this stuff. Christ. I'm like, I'm really bugging
I'm
it.
alone here.
And then like, I'll come out of it. And
then
then
I
you're
go into
right.
it,
And I'm like,
yeah.
oh, I've seen this.
Yeah.
I've done this for us.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I know how to navigate this.
Yeah.
And I teach you how to
Yeah.
navigate it. It's like,
I've been really grateful to you with like
it's so funny.
with how horrific family members have been to me recently. Like the things they've said, the things they've done to me, like the truly the level of like horrible stuff that has been flown my way.
Character assassination.
Oh, everything.
But no, it's beyond that. It's beyond that. Like they actually came after you, like our family.
Yeah.
So it's beyond.
Yeah,
that
they
now.
made a dangerous move.
Yeah.
Let's say, but I've been so grateful to have you, because every time I'm just like, I'm losing my mind. I don't know what's going on. This is horrific. You've just like, you're like, it's okay. Like we could do this or we could do this. Like you've really been my voice of reason, which has been really helpful.
Gonna keep you grounded.
Yeah. Like
Just like,
I
right, breathe.
am a bit fiery.
Breathe.
And
Let's just breathe.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ring them. I'm like, breathe. Just breathe.
I'm gonna go to their house actually.
Breathe.
Right now, I'm gonna turn up at their house, and you're like, no.
It was so funny when I sent you for that run. I was like, why don't you go for a run? It'd be a good night to go for a run. I was like, oh, should I check where she is?
Yeah,
I was
has
like,
she turned up to them?
Beth, please, just like don't.
Go for the run and come back.
Yeah, like come on, don't turn up at people's houses.
Yeah.
Just calm yourself down. Right. Let's move this on into, we've done boundaries, saying no, protecting your time and energy, not needing to please everyone, right? If you didn't already know that, you are worth far more than you are giving.
Yeah, people pleasing is ruining you.
So get those boundaries in place.
Yeah.
Like, maybe we talk about the fear, right? The fear of, if I do this, will I become isolated? Am I going to lose all my friends? What happens if I do? How do I, like, what do I look, you know what I mean? Like, what happens after that? What's the difference between being alone and being isolated, first of all, I guess? You mentioned this earlier because you said that, like, you had felt kind of done the lonely, so you just want to be around people all the time.
Yeah.
But then you also said that you started distancing yourself and found comfort and joy in that as well. So it's like, how can the two things be the same and not?
Yeah, I think, like, when I was a single mum, I was forced to be alone, and I was always lonely. And so then I was always seeking relationships, good or bad, because I just didn't want to be alone. But then when I started doing like reflective work and working on myself and trying to get better and heal, I then enjoyed being by myself because there were so many things I could be doing in that time to look after myself. So I think like when you start to distance yourself from the negative relationships, you enjoy the peace. You
Yeah.
enjoy their absence. You enjoy the space for yourself and the time to do what's good for you. But it first comes from recognizing that you need better
Yeah.
in order to feel comfortable in being alone.
Mm.
And because I do honestly believe, and like it's in the Bible, like God will return what you've lost. Like he will bring back to you relationships and things that you lose, but there will be a season probably
Yeah.
of isolation
Isolation.
first.
100%.
But I truly believe that it's worth it, because if the relationships that then come back are so much better quality, like they're more fruitful, they're more supportive, they're like true deep friends that are like chosen family.
Yeah.
I would take that after an isolation season
Yeah.
over staying with those shitty relationships that keep you stuck and like feeling horrible about yourself and the world constantly. So I think it's like, yeah, it's like choosing isolation rather than forced loneliness.
It's interesting. I'm gonna give you. I think mine's gonna be different.
You're a lone wolf.
Which isn't good either. Yeah, I've always liked being alone. I have. Like, I've always liked. But I think this is why I also have a bit of a different perspective. That I don't think either one's right or wrong. It's just I'm kind of interested in it because hearing you say what you just said was like different for me. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, I've always liked being alone. The difference between being alone and being isolated for me was probably more like I would see isolation as like I would say that's the forced aloneness.
Okay.
I think isolation implies that I don't want to be, but which is why I am.
Yeah.
Because I'm in bondage to something that isn't good for me.
Yeah.
So I'm being isolated.
Yeah.
Alone is like you can be with a bunch of people that, like I said, toxic relationships and feel really alone.
Yeah.
But you're surrounded by people constantly. Like that's a really lonely place to be.
So have you ever been in a relationship like that?
Yeah. It's like it's horrible. So it's like, what would I rather be? Would I rather be isolated, where I'm probably desperate to be in a great relationship because I may be ready, but God's like, no, I need you to. You're not yet. Like you need to be isolated, or like, I really want to go and open a business. He's like, no, like not yet. You need to be in isolation, wilderness season, go. Whereas like I feel like alone, you can actually be surrounded by people, and that's a deeper, more lonely alone. Whereas like so I would take isolation over being alone.
Yeah.
I would take isolation every day of the week.
Yeah, me too. Especially if it's God's
I've done
doing.
both seasons.
Yeah, me too. Especially if it's God's doing, because you know
Yeah.
that it has a purpose.
Yeah.
And that it's for a good reason.
Literally.
You just can't see it at the time.
Yeah. How do you find the right people? What, like, now that we know what we know and we've done what we've done, how do you find the right people?
Doing things that are good for you and seeing if there's community there. So like us going to Liverpool One Church today, like we are loving mostly our walk with God. Like there's hard days, but we know they're fruitful. And so we want to be around other people going through the same thing.
There's a good scene in The Chosen.
Yeah.
Where I think it's King Solomon. His wife loses the baby.
Is that King David?
Or is that King? I don't know.
I think it's King David.
Some king.
Yeah, because he cheated.
Was it?
Yeah, and that's why.
And the wife's dead upset, right? But he's been fasting and praying for 6 days straight. Like he hasn't moved from a rug outside in whatever the weather. He's been, God, I'm so sorry, and he's just been on his knees and repenting and whatever. But anyway, they have this conversation where they're on either side of the curtain. Did you see this?
Yes.
And she's obviously distraught, and he's like, honey, like, I'm sorry, like I prayed, I did everything I could, and she was like, yeah, but if this is our God, like why like this? And he's like, look, sometimes I don't know. And she's like, wait, what? Sometimes he doesn't answer you, and he's like,
yeah.
He's like, because obviously what he was giving him was incredible.
Yeah.
And then but it was new information to her that God doesn't always tell him.
Yeah.
and doesn't always answer his prayers. That was new information for her, and she was shocked, and she was like, and you still have this faith? And he was like, mm-hmm. I was like, I get that.
I get
I
that.
totally understand that. And it's like, yeah, there's nothing now that would ever deter. This is the thing, right? You know, I don't call
Yeah,
this.
please careful what you wish for, please. Just like take a breath with that one.
Yeah, but
like you understand that the way God moves in your life has a purpose, and just because you can't see or understand it doesn't make it wrong.
And it's more that like I so see the dysfunctional patterns of my past.
Me too.
And all the things that, and I'm like, there's nothing for me to go back to. I can't go anywhere else now because there's just nothing for me to go back to.
Yeah.
Like my life's only been saved because of Jesus and because of God. So it's like, that's it. You know what I mean? I'm in. Like that's it. And it just was an interesting conversation. I can't remember what you said now that kind of prompted me to say it, but it was I thought it was just a good scene because it showed like that her faith was almost like dependent on if things were going good or not.
Yeah.
Whereas his was like,
good and bad.
no, I'm here,
in,
I'm in, and you should be too. Like it was just kind of like that. It was interesting. Right. So yeah, how do you find the right people?
Yeah, I think doing things that, like, doing things that are fruitful for you with other people that are walking the same path.
Yeah.
And I also think when you meet new people, like if you're shit hot with boundaries immediately and they see authentically who you are straight away, and both of you are like, we're in, like it's going to be a good relationship.
Yeah.
You know who each other are from the get-go. You know each other's boundaries from the start. Like what a great foundation for a new friendship or relationship or whatever it is. Because like you're not trying to figure each other out. You're not trying to like work anything out. So I think, and I also think when you have this new lens that we have of like having God with us and knowing what we want our life to look like and what we want our relationships to look like, you can kind of see it in people when you start having conversations anyway, I think.
Yeah, you kind of think.
Like you have better discernment because we're aware.
Yeah.
So I think 100%. Just like once you've been through your isolation season.
I think if you've put boundaries in place with somebody, you at least know what not to look for.
Yeah. And just like being open to meeting new people and just seeing what's out there. And just being like, like, not them, but they look cool. Like, just be open to meeting lots of new people.
I think put yourself in rooms with people you aspire to be.
Yeah.
So like if there's people who, you know, if you're there like, right, I actually really want to be a successful, I don't know, YouTuber. All right, go and sign up to a YouTube mentorship course.
Yeah.
Where there's people doing $100,000 a year doing that.
Yeah.
Go and sign yourself up. Go and pay whatever the money is to go and do it, and put yourself around those people. If it's faith, like we've kind of done with business, you've got a business mentor now who's faith led.
Yeah.
I'm in a trauma group essentially. It's not even a trauma group, it's a business mentorship that has a bunch of
faith-led stuff as well, and like psychology.
I can't remember what they've called it. It's really good. It's almost like character development.
Yeah.
It's like they've kind of like, it's like reprogramming for your own brain if you've come from trauma and you don't know what you're doing, but you've got you've got a call and it's something, I don't know. Like that's really beneficial. Like it's helped me out a bunch, especially in this season that we've been in.
Yeah, same.
Because there's been times where it's just like, well, I don't know what to do. So it's like, well, go into this group,
go and figure it out,
and they always have the answers because like, oh, and it's so funny. You and I like losing our minds because we're in our wilderness season, and we're like,
this is horrible.
Excuse me, has anybody got any experience with this thing that's happening in our life? And they're like, oh, you're in a wilderness season. They're like, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
they're like, they're not
out of it.
They're like, yeah, just pray like this.
Yeah,
and you're like, okay.
And they're so unfazed.
So unfazed because
like,
they've just been through it.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah. I mean, like
I'm on my 10th wilderness season in 6 years.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, wow, 10, wow.
Great. Yeah.
And he's like, no, that's not normal. I fuck up a lot.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm doing this wrong, actually.
All right. What else do we need to finish on anything?
I feel like we've. I knew this one was going to be a banger because
Ready?
we've both had to do this.
How does who you walk with affect who you become.
I feel like we've already touched on this.
Yeah, but also I feel like we're living it. Like I'd look, like it's so funny.
Yeah.
No one from my past would recognize who I am anymore.
Same.
And
I
I
had
think,
someone physically not recognize me.
yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's that's the point. How does who you walk with affect who you become? Like this, we've axed everybody that wasn't kind of aligned with the life that we wanted to live, and now they don't recognize us.
Yeah.
Physically.
Yeah.
Like they'll be like, "What? You look different. You act it. I don't."
And they said to me,
they
like,
don't know how to speak to us, and it's
Yeah.
like, cool. You know what? Wow.
Good.
I'm glad. Like not because you're bad, but because I feel so much better
Yeah.
not being there. And like that's sad for you, but you can't see it. But
Yeah.
they
Yeah, they literally said to me,
I know
like-
that sounds like I'm probably being a real big dick, but
No.
it's fine.
Yeah, they said to me, like, I don't like the person you've become.
Yeah,
And I
it's
was like, all right.
more giving, more
I do.
loving, more
I'm softer.
caring, softer,
I'm
more
like,
feminine.
yeah, like I'm so much softer. I'm so much more gentle and caring, and like I have more capacity for kindness and emotion, and like I love who I've become.
That's a good one. I have more capacity for emotion.
Yeah,
I
way
have
more.
way more capacity for emotion, and I'm so much calmer. I'm more present.
Yeah.
I'm less selfish. I think. I think I'm less selfish.
Yeah.
I'm just as grateful. I'm grateful in a very different way recently.
Yeah.
I used to be grateful for very surface level things. Now I'm very grateful at a very deep level.
Yeah.
And that's not always nice. Like people think gratitude's like this, like, yay, I like the sun.
Yeah.
Thank you for the food or the
Yeah.
money. And I'm like, hey God, thank you for not killing me
Yeah.
when
You had that.
I scoffed 10 years ago when somebody said grace around the table and I would be laughing under my breath.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for not killing me, because like I
You could've.
understand you now.
Yeah.
And I was being a little bitch.
Mm.
So like I'm grateful.
And like it's the same for me. Like
it's
even
so-
like
some of the stuff I'm grateful for now, it's just
Yeah.
it's laughable. It's just...
even like a year ago when I saw people being loud about their faith, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
like,
I used to think like, oh, that's so, and like
And now I'm like, oh, I'm loud about my
I
faith.
get it. Oh, I get it. Yeah, like I'm always gonna be loud about my faith. Like, okay. I
Yeah,
get
I'm
it.
with you. I get it.
Yeah. That's funny. What does it look like to seek wise counsel in your life?
I think you say it amazingly, like people you aspire to. Like people, like I'm doing like a faith-led business mentorship.
So what does that look
And
like?
like the woman running it, like I went to her because I wanted to be a good wife and mum whilst also having a business. Like I don't want to sacrifice the time with the kids or with you, or like I want to run the house. I want us to have like food and like the chores, like that's important, and I value that. And she embodies that, and you can see it from not only like her content but the way she speaks. She's like, she inspired me before I even started working with her. She was like, you need to touch your house and your family first in your day.
Yeah.
And then if you have time, your business.
Same thing on my side. That's
And
what
it's
I
like
get
it
taught
brings
as
us
well.
so much more peace.
Yeah.
And everybody's happier.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I aspired to work like her because it's simple and it's calm, but what she teaches and gives is amazing, and people benefit so much from her. But it doesn't cost her her family.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost her her sanity or anything.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I do aspire, like I want to work with her one-to-one because I think she's fab.
How did it feel going into that? Like, the question is like, what does it look like to seek wise counsel in your life? So like, talk to me about, you've done a lot of boundary work. You've kind of basically, especially because I know the wildernesses we've been in, like you've kind of cut bondage with everything that wasn't serving you.
Yeah.
So even just down to like the things you consumed, right?
Yeah.
If it's like social media or I don't know, like
Food or like,
whatever.
yeah.
Like you've done a lot of kind of bondage cutting. What was it like to take on this like female mentor and be like, can I ask you a question? You know what I mean? Like, because you're almost like, I know, again, your mind's been completely like renewed
Yeah.
in your faith. And so like, what was it like to start almost like probably being in a place in your life for the first time where you think, I actually don't have the answers for this and I need to seek that from somebody who is ahead of me. Like,
Yeah.
what was that feeling like
I think it's very
after all this?
like humbling. It's very humbling. I think, but I like being the student again. I like feeling
Yeah.
like, you know, when you're like in year six and you're like top dog, and then you go into year seven,
And you're like,
and you're like,
oh
oh fuck,
shit.
like it felt like that,
It's
but
like,
in a
that's a big 15-year-old,
yeah,
isn't
but like in a lovely way. And because I'm always like, I make decisions quickly,
it?
and I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh well, I'm in. I saw like a few things from her, and I was like, oh, I'm in, and just I just did it, and I don't
Yeah.
even think I realized what I'd signed up to, but I was just like, God wants me to do this, so I'm doing it. And so it was easy to sign up to it because I just didn't use my brain. I just was like, now I'm in. And then yeah, I think it snowballs. Having the courage to ask one question
Mm.
and it be received so well and her to provide such amazing answers then gives me the strength to ask 10 questions. So like yeah, I think just building up all your courage, everything that you've got, and like ask one question that
Mm.
like where you need the answer to and you know you do, and I think it'll just
Yeah.
go from there. And I think it was the same with you when I was like, have you posted in the group yet asking a
I was
question?
like,
And
no.
you're like, no. I was like, can you please? And it
And
was
I got
really,
like 20 odd comments with all the help I could have ever imagined. It was like, oh, thank you. I
yeah,
get it.
like
Thank
we
God.
need
Yeah.
community. Like everybody needs community. Everybody
Yeah.
needs to be able to ask for help. So
Yeah.
find some courage to take
100%.
that first step, and then it will get easier from there.
Yeah. I think that really points to like, I think before we kind of round it out with etymology and
Mm,
references, the kind of barriers to people stay like keeping the poor social health they have.
yeah,
It's fear of
yeah,
loneliness,
yeah,
fear of losing people.
yeah.
Um,
Fear of being like a student again,
yeah,
like
yeah,
being
the fear
embarrassed
of
that you don't
starting
know.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, being embarrassed you don't know. Yeah, definitely the student thing,
Mm,
100%. And it's like the everything rests on either side of the
yeah.
hedge. Like you have to go.
Mm,
It's not gonna. It's like as long as
yeah.
you're staying where you are gonna stay where you are. Like as long as you're keeping the same relationships, you're gonna and something and like even you know what, run this as a as an experiment. By the way, because this happened for me and it's changed my brain. Just delete your Instagram,
Yeah.
delete your Facebook and your Instagram, start a new one, and realize that you've got to build your entire identity again
Yeah.
from ground up
Yeah.
because you that thing kept you who you were as
Hmm.
well. So it's like when we talk about social health, let's talk about social media for a little bit
Yeah.
and say, hey, why don't you delete your entire account?
Hmm.
Don't tell anyone about it.
Hmm.
Create a new one, start from scratch, and like, I'm not saying reinvent yourself, but like
Reinvent
go
yourself.
reinvent yourself, see
Like,
what
be who you want
happens.
to be.
Be who you want to be and
Yeah.
see what happens. Like you can change your life in overnight if you
Yeah.
want. And
Mm.
like that's a great way to do it because we don't realize the types of bondage that we have to these things. Like there is a
Yeah.
spiritual bondage
Mm.
in everything we touch.
Yeah.
You know, depending on what kind of weight we give it and
Mm.
you know it shapes our identity.
I also think people are scared of going against the norm.
100%.
Like it's not like normal in society to put boundaries in place,
Yeah.
cut
With your
relationships
own blood
off. Like
relatives and
yeah, like
stuff.
people just like as you said before, like oh well, it's just my granddad. Like oh, it's just my brother.
Yeah, I'll
Like
accept that
it's
behavior. It's
fine.
like,
Like
oh, you
everybody,
accept that behavior for yourself, do
yeah,
you? Okay.
everybody does it, so everybody does it.
Yeah. All right. Etymology. Word social originated in the early 15th century, stemming from the Latin socialis. I'm going to butcher that one. But it basically just means companion. Companion, ally, united, partner, are other words to kind of define it. Also means to follow. Traces back to the Proto-Indo-European root sequ, which is to follow. So actually, that's probably where we want to focus on. That's probably
Mm,
the most accurate definition is to follow. So that kind of does point to, hey, whatever you're following is going to become your health
yeah.
when it comes to social health. It's like you're following the habits, behaviors, and patterns of the five people you spend the most amount of time with. So think about their life. Do you
Mm,
want their life for you? If no, cool, you need a boundary.
yeah.
That doesn't mean cutting them off. It just means you need to really make sure you're hot on your boundaries with how these people influence and impact your life, because you are following their habits, patterns, and behaviors simply by association. How this works biblically is like there's the spirit of Leviathan, which is this is the spirit, we kind of already talked about it, but it's the spirit that operates with people who you drink with. So if you're drinking with people, if you're exercising with people who are doing behaviors that you don't necessarily agree with, but you're drinking with them, exercising with them, socializing with them, that same spirit is, I talked about like an open door. It's like an open door into your life. So it does literally make way for the same spirit to start operating off the heels of your friends or off your family members. So if there's, I don't know, traumas that people aren't facing up to, and you know, when there's no repair in relationships, like that's kind of like a gateway for that spirit to operate within you. Which is why you can, this is why you suffer slander and like attack straight after you put boundaries in place, is because you've left this, like the spirit has no other option other than to show itself. And how it was working through those relationships. So if you cut those relationships off and then you suddenly start to experience a ton of like backlash, that's not necessarily the people, it's the spirit working through them, which is interesting. Which is why people are blameless. It's why there's no judgment. All right, Bible on social health. Proverbs 13. Proverbs is going to be the one here.
Yeah, I thought so.
He who walks with wise men will be wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. 1 Corinthians, bad company corrupts good morals. See, even how you think, you're like, well, I've got good morals, so I would never do what my friend does. Bad company corrupts good morals. You will at some point. Proverbs 12, the righteous chooses friends carefully, but the way of the wicked leads them astray. Proverbs 27, iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Hebrews 10, consider how to stimulate one another to love and good deeds. Don't neglect meeting together, but encourage one another. I like that. Don't neglect meeting together, but encourage each other. It's really cool. Let love be without hypocrisy. Be devoted to one another as far as it depends on you. Be at peace with all. That's interesting. Be devoted to one another as far as it depends on you. So devote yourself to the other person in the relationship, but only as far as it depends on you. So if everything depends on you, that's like, hey, that's as far as you go. The relationship's a two-way street. This should be reciprocated in a way that you expect. This points to, if you're in a relationship that is full of deferred hope, you shouldn't be in it. Really cool. So many. Here you go. Here's some on setting healthy boundaries with divisive or destructive influences. Do not associate with a hot-tempered person, lest you learn their ways. Amazing. So yeah, quick to anger. You will also become someone who thinks it's okay to be quick to angered. What do we got? 2 Thessalonians, keep away from the undisciplined, who refuse instruction, yet do not regard them as enemies, but admonish as brothers. Very cool. Avoid people characterized by persistent destructive patterns. That was the second book of Timothy. Romans 16. Watch out for those who cause divisions and teach contrary to the gospel of grace. Very interesting. Seek unity around the gospel of grace, not law-based performance.
It just reminds me of Jesus and the Chosen being like, I have come with a sword.
Yep.
I have not come to bring peace on earth. And I'm like, I like that.
First book of John. His command is believe in Jesus and love one another. This is our shared center. It's funny when you meet people who are in that relationship, by the way, there is no dependency on each other.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. And and even with us, like this is why there's no codependency in our relationship, which is the biggest killer of relationships, codependency.
Yeah.
Right? Because as soon as one chooses to not be codependent anymore, like you can't be in that relationship anymore.
Yeah.
But like that's a big killer for modern relationships, because most people have so many wounds from childhood that they don't know who to find other than someone else with very basically mirrored wounds, who they then wrap up together and they go, hey, do you want to watch Netflix together? And they go, yeah. and they're just making each other feel better
Yeah.
by doing
But it's
nothing.
like a plaster over the
It's a
wound.
oh,
They're just not like it's not growth.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like, if you have Jesus in your life, that's where the dependency goes.
Yeah.
So, for example, like if Beth and I are having, I don't know, if you're having a struggle with something, or I'm having a struggle with something,
Yeah.
and I'm like, hey, like Beth, like I'm struggling with this. 9 times out of 10, it's like, oh, I know, I've seen you. Have you asked God about it? Have you asked Jesus about it? Have you asked Holy Spirit?
Yeah.
Come back to me after that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Thanks.
It's like I will discuss
And
it.
it's like I'm not offended. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, you're right.
Yeah.
I was being silly. I should have gone there first and
Yeah.
then come to you after.
Yeah.
Right? If that's the case. And now, because we've been doing that for so long, that's typically what happens. Like what's been happening this week is, what was it? We got to the end of the week and you were like, hey, have you ever thought about like Liverpool and church? And I'm like, hey, it's been coming up on my brain for the last week.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you said it now. And then you were like, oh yeah, we're going on Sunday. I was like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Holy Spirit was like both of us.
We both already
Yeah.
knew it was going to happen. It was really cool.
Yeah. We did it with
so-
something else this week actually as well. I can't remember what it was.
It's happened a lot this week. Yeah, we've already kind of known stuff before it's happened.
Yeah.
Walk in wisdom toward outsiders. Let your speech be gracious and seasoned with salt. That's for us right now. Walk in wisdom towards outsiders, because we don't know people. So let's just go in wisdom rather than knowledge and our eyes.
Do not lean on your own
Do
understanding.
not lean on your own understanding. Be salt and light, present, visible, and gracious. Yeah. What else? Simple relational filter you can use this week. No, we don't need that one. I think that's it. There's so
Yeah,
many.
there's so
There's
many.
always. I really should put these somewhere so people can see them. But
Show notes.
yeah, I don't know how to do that. You're gonna have to teach me.
Oh. Okay.
No.
Oh.
Oh.
Bless your heart.
Thank you.
But also, like, read your Bible. Like, we're reading our Bibles.
Are you talking to me or are you talking to them?
Them. Well, you too. But, like, yeah, I think as much as you can get yourself in on the knowledge from Scripture as well.
100%. It's so funny. All these 2026 problems have already been addressed in a book that was written like 1,000 something years ago.
Yeah. And how to handle them and, like, everything. It's great.
Wild.
But yeah, I think we're all good.
That's a wrap.
Yeah.
We've done it again. Delivered the best podcast of all the podcasts. Yeah, that was Social Health. See you in the next one.
Please follow, and review. because it
Like,
really
follow,
helps us.
share, review, and
Everything, all of it.
yeah. And if any of you are like, oh my gosh, I could just spend an hour with these people, you absolutely can.
Send us a message.
Send us a message. We will absolutely help you with whatever it is that you need help with. We've been there, we've done it. Just be aware that if you do decide to get on a call with us for any reason whatsoever, our children will most likely be there. But
Last
don't
but not
worry,
least.
they can't speak. One of them can retain a few words and repeat them back to you, and it will always be out of context.
It's amazing.
And he'll probably just say, Moses
Moses
Ramses let my people go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Peace.
over and out.
Peace and love.